Today's video is part of a series of videos where I create all of the different types of charts in Excel. In today's video, we're going to be creating the radar charts. So I'm going to just show you some of them that we're going to create in this video, and we're also going to create some of them with different number of metrics 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, so that they all have different number of sides. Anyway, if you want to watch other parts of this series where I create the other Excel charts, you can check out the description box below for the course playlist or the links to the other videos. Alright, let's get started. So I already have my dataset open. You can go ahead and download these datasets from the description box below. I already have it divided into sheets, so you can just, anytime you want to create a specific one, you can just navigate to the sheets we're going to use. So for the first one, we're going to look at this employee performance. I'm going to select this, Control Shift left and down, so I can insert, go over to recommended charts, and we are using the radar chart, and we are going to use this first one, which is just the basic radar chart. I'm going to click on OK and insert. So the radar chart is pretty straightforward, and what we are looking at is basically in this case we have 5 different metrics, and it's just showing levels to each one essentially in this radar shape. So we can look at each individual. So this is Dana Lee, which is this one, yes. Red is Henry. Alice Johnson is this green one. Carlos Diaz is the purple, and Brian Smith is this sort of light blue color. So you can look at their performance compared to others. If it feels like there's too much going on and you want to reduce it, or you want to remove certain elements, you can come over to select data, and over in this employee names, let me say I can deselect 2, click on OK, and now we can only see 3 employees. What if we want to look at the performance of just a single employee? I can just select all of this, click on OK, and you can see the performance of a single employee. So you see efficiency is here, innovation is here. This is the end, so it's all over 100 in case of these data sets. So you can essentially just at a glance tell how they're performing in different categories. I'm just going to go over to select data, and I'm going to just select all of this back and then bring back all of these employees, and that's it for our first radar chart. Let's move on to the next one, which is just the performance of a single employee. So we have the metric and score, and I'm just going to select my data sets, go over to insert, recommended charts, all charts, radar, and once again I'm just going to use this radar. And just like we did, I think this is very similar to what we had for, what was this, Dana Lee or something like that. I think it's exactly the same thing. So yeah, you can actually use it for just one individual, one category, if that's what you want to check. Anyway, that's it for, let's say we are looking at a single employee in this case. Let's move on to the next one, which is the department performance. I'm going to select all of my data sets, and I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to select recommended charts, all charts, and I'm going to use radar. This I'm going to select radar with markers, and I'm going to click on OK. This time the only difference between what we had before and what we have now is that at each of these points, at each of this metric, there is a marker there, but essentially still the same thing for our radar chart. Let's move on to the next one and create the next radar chart. So I'm going to click on this, which is single employee 2. We just want to create a radar chart with markers for just a single employee. So you see how it looks like. Radar with markers, click on OK, and there you go. I'm going to move on to the next one. So select this next sheet. We're going to select the entire data, and I'm going to insert, go to recommended charts, all charts, select radar, and this time we're going to use this option, the failed radar chart, and I'm going to click on OK. So this time we have 4 elements, but we can only see more the not is. We can still see part of others, but we can't see the rest. So I'm going to right click on the chart area and then format chart area. What I'm going to do, when you select this, you won't have the option for the fill. But what you can do is select this legend, select again, and then you can select this element. So I'm selecting the item that is on top, and now you have this option for fill. So what I'll just go and do is select solid fill. It's going to change color based on whatever settings I have, or maybe I could change it back to that purple color, which is I think this, and then we can make the transparency 40%, and now you can see through that this one. Now you can just see a bit of this one. Let me select the next one, midwest, sorry. I'm going to, let me select solid fill. This time let's use this green color, and I'm going to make the transparency, let's use the same 40%, and now you can see behind it. I'm not going to reduce the transparency of south, but due to this, it's better to just stick with the ones with just the line, not the filled version. If you're going to use this one, just use it when you have only a single element in your chart, so you won't have issues with this transparency like this. So let's move on to the next one. I'm going to select this. I'm going to select all of this data, insert, recommended charts, all charts, reader. I'm going to use the field, and this time, so this one looks much better because the item that has most of these elements here is behind. Then we have the next one, which we can see most of it. So essentially it's more like a pyramid where the ones on top have maybe let's say smaller values, so it's easier to see, but still we can't see completely what's going on with this red one, which is furniture, and neither can we see what's completely going on with this blue one. So once again, when you have multiple elements like this, it's better to just use one item. So let me say I want to see only the metrics for furniture. I'm going to select this. Now we can see the entire thing. So it works better when you have a single element compared to when you are comparing multiple elements, because you can't see the comparison between all of them, or you can't see what's going on with each metric. I'm just going to undo that so that we can have the original back. So the classic radar chart, whenever like most times when you encounter it, will either have 5 or 6 points. So I just wanted to create radar charts with different number of points so that I can just show you. So we have this one with 3 metrics, and I'm just going to create all of them. I'm going to select my data, insert, recommended charts, all charts, and radar. I'm going to click on OK, and this one has 3 metrics, so it's basically a triangle. Next up, let's move on to the next one with 4 metrics. I'm going to select, insert, recommended charts, all charts, radar, and I'm just going to select this one. Now we have this radar charts with 4 metrics. So the radar charts will just change its shape between depending on how many metrics you are comparing. So let's move on to the next one. With the ones we worked on all have 5, so there's no need to create another one with 5 metrics. We're going to focus on this one with 6, so I'm just going to click OK. Now we have this other one with 6 sides. Let's go for 7 next. I'm going to select my data, insert, recommended charts, all charts, radar. I'm going to click on OK, and this is what a radar chart with 7 sides looks like. And then finally, for this tutorial anyway, I'm going to select this, insert, recommended charts, all, radar, and I'm going to I wanted to select this one. So now we have a radar chart with 8 metrics. So if you just want to mess around with it and play around with different let me say how many number of sides, how high can you go, you can. But anyway, with that we are done with the tutorial for the radar chart. If you want to watch other videos in this series, you can either check out the description box below to the link to the course playlist or the link to the individual videos, or you can click on the playlist on screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.